Angela Rabotte, a young single mother giving her all for the child who is #1 in her heart.
She would do whatever it took to provide for Shay, whatever it took, regardless.
Trying hard to make ends meet as a model and dancer in the Atlanta club scene.
She had a natural beauty to her, and it seemed to come almost second nature what she did. She really had hit her stride. She was really about to take off.
But she makes a major misstep the night she has a run-in with a killer, and a single bullet brings all of her dreams to a sudden and tragic end.
She was shot in the back of the head, execution style. That's not an accident, that's malice murder.
Angie could always make you smile, no matter what. And he robbed us all of that.
Atlanta, Georgia. It's become the new mecca for the entertainment business. And Angela Rabotte is making a big name for herself, with promises of more to come.
She wanted to make the most of it. She was exploring other avenues. She was the model for a book cover. She was doing magazine covers.
It's an exciting but sometimes dangerous life. A dancer in this line of work can make thousands of dollars in a single evening. And Angela has become so popular, she started carrying a handgun around for protection.
There's going to be a lot of undesirable people that are involved in that, typically.
But this dancing girl has a side that her fans don't get to see for any price. She is the committed, hard-working mother of 3-year-old Shay, and she's in an on and off again relationship with a child's dad, Daryl Campbell.
They did not work out good as a couple. They definitely would have their moments. I don't know that I would say that their relationship was contentious, but they both had their tempers.
According to police, Angela drops Shay with a babysitter on an early spring night, and then she gets a ride from a friend to dance at a private party at an upscale hotel in Midtown Atlanta. The event stretches into the wee hours of the following morning and moves to a private home north of the city. Police say Angela finally calls her longtime friend Charles Outlaw to come and pick her up and get her back home on the other side of town.
Charles Outlaw was somebody that Angie knew as a mid-teenager, 15, 16, I think. He'd been a friend of their whole little group.
But when Angela doesn't check in on Shay that night, the babysitter becomes alarmed. She alerts Angela's mother, Judy Rabotte, who immediately tries to get in touch with her daughter.
When I got a phone call that she hadn't checked on her daughter, I knew something was wrong. If I sent her a text, she would answer me. If I called her, she would call me. She would have responded to me. So I knew instantly something was not right.
A furious round of calls and texts are fired off as friends and family try to locate Angela. They're so worried that they organize a search party to look for her, without even waiting for police. Angela's old friend Charles Outlaw is clearly the last known person to see her alive. He's with the search party on the first day of their hunt for Angela, but he tells Detective Colin Flynn the last ride with Angela was anything but easy going.
After he picked up Angela that night, that he was complaining to her that he had to drive all the way to the other end of the city to get her.
And Charles tells the detective they argued for most of the ride home.
She began to tell him that she didn't need him, that there were plenty of other men that were willing to come and pick her up and give her rides to places.
Charles says he makes a stop at his girlfriend's house and leaves Angela alone in the car. But when Charles gets back, he says she is nowhere to be seen.
So he assumed that she either was angry and walked away, or that she had called somebody else to pick her up. And he did relay to me that she was texting to other men the entire car ride back from the other end of the city.
But Detective Flynn says Charles's demeanor is suspicious and that he also admits to dealing drugs. And he has a warrant out for a probation violation. Detective Flynn makes the arrest on the spot when Outlaw shows up for day 2 of the search party.
I put the first handcuff on him and he immediately tried to take off running, and I had to actually physically tackle Mr. Outlaw to the ground and place him into handcuffs. I was also able to locate that he had some narcotics on him as well.
But there's another unanswered question hanging over the case, dating from the very first day of the search. Where is Daryl Campbell, the father of Angela's baby?
It's always a big red flag when people who are supposed to be close to your missing person don't show up.
Next, in a Crime Watch Daily exclusive, Daryl sits down for his first TV interview and tells us what he knows about Angela's disappearance.